to my channel. My name is Karuna, and I'm so happy to be with you today. I always post by inspiration. I never post by formula. And today, thanks to a viewer, we have a great topic. And this topic is resistance to our own healing. Can you imagine? We'd resist our own healing. If you've ever felt frustrated or stuck, if you've ever felt resentful because you're the only person in your family that's had to take on this healing journey, or if you've ever felt like, I just cannot listen to one more podcast or go to one more workshop, well, we're going to break down that resistance today, shall we? We'll consider 4 aspects of resistance today. Number 1, the origins of resistance. Number 2, the purpose of resistance. Number 3, and I took notes here today, why resistance becomes a burden. And number 4, how resistance finally dissolves. The origins of resistance begin when we're very young. We arrive here knowing that we are deeply lovable. We arrive knowing that at our essence, we are well, and we are kind, and we are interconnected. When a family of origin shows disrespect, lack of compassion, lack of empathy, the little one retreats. And in that retreat, there's a resistance to these disrespectful messages that go counterintuitive to our own innate wisdom. We receive these messages in the family of origin that are coming at us, that are thrown at us, that we're lesser, not good enough, and unlovable. And that resistance that we develop over a period of time, when it's thick enough, when the messages are strong enough, that resistance becomes a coping mechanism. And that's the purpose of the resistance, to preserve that tiny little sliver of light inside that says, wait a minute, I am lovable. Wait a minute, this is not right. Wait a minute, there has to be another way. The coping mechanism of resistance is important. It's vital to our healing. Now, some of us will set up camp in this resistance. Along with setting up camp comes the gathering of beliefs, rigid beliefs. Concepts are not a problem. We can discuss concepts. But belief systems that become rigid support that resistance, and then the person becomes thick, almost encased in the resistance, in the belief systems. If you're on this channel, you've chosen another path. You've chosen the path of healing. You've chosen the path of taking down the mortar. You've chosen the path of inquiring inside, who am I? And following that little sliver of hope back home to yourself. Once we are drawn to the journey of healing and understanding who we are at a deeper level, then the resistance becomes a burden. We recognize that resistance itself is a denial of life, our own life. Resistance starts to feel too tight, like the shoe's too tight. Yet we remember that the coping mechanism of resistance preserved us. So there's this delicate negotiation between coming home to the goodness we know we are and going back out and using that encasement of resistance as a way to keep ourselves propped upright. Inevitably, the goodness of your being, the truth that you knew yourself to be from the youngest of age, will rise, will shine up through the residue of the resistance. And this will happen over a period of time, slowly over a period of time. It is a slow dissolving of the resistance. The illumination shines, the illumination wins, and that scaffolding, the mortar, it just starts to come down. Because we recognize the resistance is now a burden, and we're more interested in dissolving the resistance, for the answer is always in the openness. The answer is always in the openness. That's what we do on this channel. Through our understanding, we dissolve the mortar. Through our understanding, we come home to the authentic self. This is a beautiful community who understands. I'll be back with you very soon, and in the meantime, I'm sending a heart wide as the world. Greatest love to you, greatest support, and I have massive respect for your journey.